This is part 3 of section 12.1. We have just filled out our frequency distribution. Now we're going to use these data to create a histogram. What I've done is I've labeled this axis with 1 through 9. I really only needed through 7 because that was our largest frequency. And then I started here, every other one, I went up by ones up to 75 here. The reason I skipped every other one will be clear in just a second. And then I went ahead and labeled this one, this graph exactly the same way. Now to do a histogram, what we're going to do is we're going to plot at 66 inches, there was one student. At 66 inches, there was one. Okay, now I'm going to create a line from here to here. So basically one on each side of it. Okay, and then my box is going to go down like that. And then at 67, there were 3. So there were 3 here. So I'm going to connect here. And then here and here, and then I'll come back. I'm just going to do the horizontal lines, and I'll come back and make the boxes. 68 was 2. Okay, 69, there was 1. So that's going to be from here to here. 70 is 3. '71 is at 7. Mm. 72 is 5. And then this one is also 5. So that's kind of like a double bar, 2 bars that are going to be the same height. And then 1 and then 2. So 1. And then 2. Okay, and then through the magic of your teacher being prepared, they magically all get made into boxes and they're colored so they are easy to look at. Okay, so this is basically what we've done. This is a way of just glancing at it and telling, you know, how many people were in each of these, represent each of these different heights. It's also easy to see which of these has the most. Okay, we'll be coming back to this. Now we're going to use these same data to do the frequency polygon. And it's remarkably similar. It's just we're going to plot the same center points that we did here, but we're going to connect them with a line graph instead. So I'm going to be plotting exactly the same thing. So at 66, it was 1. 67 is 3. 68 is 2. 1, 3, 7, 5, and 5, and 1, and 2. And now I'll just connect these in like a line graph. Okay, now remember how we said that polygon had to be closed? I mean, you couldn't have it open. Right here, we don't have it open. We have like a bunch of different straight lines, but we don't have it open. So to complete a frequency polygon, you're just gonna, just drop this down, not in any particular place or order, just you're gonna close it off like that. Okay, now what I want to show you is I had done the line graph for this right here, and I put it on tracing paper, and I'm going to slide it up here. So hopefully you can see how this all lines up and how the dots are in the center at the top of each rectangle. Often in the homework and on the computer and in your book and everything else, you're going to see these overlaid like this. So you're going to have both sets of information here. It is plotting the same data, just they serve slightly different uses. For me, at least, this is easier for me to tell which one has the most compared to everything else even further away from it. That's harder for me to see here, but it's easy for me to see trends here. And even though I can see them here, it's not quite as obvious. So they do serve different purposes.